Welcome back to City Focus. Utilities Director Daryl Muse is here to talk to us about the importance of the FOG program. Welcome to the show, Daryl.
Thank you.
All right. The Utilities Department is ramping up its FOG program. First of all, what is FOG? What's the program, and why is it so important to focus on it?
Okay. Well, first of all, FOG, F-O-G, is for fats, oils, and grease. And it's a program that allows us to help do a better job of maintaining the city's sewer infrastructure. Often, when we have spills or when we have things that back up in the system, it's a result of excess fog in the system.
Okay. Now, I've been out with members of your department, and they've shown me pictures. They've opened manhole covers and shown me what's in. What do we need to do to kind of fix the mentality of our citizens and our commercial base, out of sight, out of mind, as opposed to, pouring things and stuff down the drain?
Yeah, first of all, we need to understand the effect of the grease that gets into our system. There's really no enzyme that we use in our sewer treatment process that will eliminate that grease. Even if it doesn't coagulate inside of the sewer mains, it makes its way to the wastewater treatment plants, and there it forms, and the enzymes and the bacteria that we have, they are not effective at eliminating the grease out of the system. So what we try and do is to eliminate the grease from getting in there at the source. Okay. And that means people not putting food products down the drain, using your garbage disposal as little as possible, and just being cognizant of the effect of putting grease down the drains.
Okay. Now, often, residents think they can't put anything down the drain. Or anything, specific that, we may see or that people think is okay to dispose of, and what's the best way to dispose of those items if it's not down the drain?
Well, food products, we would like to see that go inside of your household garbage. So if you can take a paper towel and wipe those plates clean, or if you can scrape them into a different container. Now, at the utility department, we have some containers that we will give out for people to store their liquefied greases into, rather than pouring them down the drain. Often people think that if I run hot water behind the grease that I've just poured down the drain, that it will allow it to flow, but it quickly cools, and typically before it exits your house or your sewer main, it's already started to coagulate. It's going to form a blockage.
Okay. And I know we should avoid, when we talked about food, we should avoid putting that down the drain. Any other recommendations? You talked briefly about the garbage disposal. What's the deal with the garbage disposal? Should we use it or not? I mean, we all have it. We think it's okay to put it in garbage disposal and turn it on. We think it's fine.
And it goes away. Yeah, we would prefer you not to use your garbage disposal. That's not practical. Folks are going to use your garbage disposal. What we would prefer folks to do is get a screen that you can purchase at Walmart or any of the local grocery stores or any of the budget stores that are here in town, and put that in front of your drain. That allows a way to capture some of those solids before they get down into your garbage disposal. You'll find that you're using your garbage disposal less. You'll find that you have less odors coming out of your garbage disposal. And you'll find that after you do it for a bit, you'll just become accustomed to doing it, and it's going to help everyone out in the city. Okay.
Now, residents have to do their part, but what are the responsibilities of our commercial businesses in the city?
Well, we have a division that focuses on the commercial end of it, and you'll often see at some of the major restaurants, you will see manhole covers that appear to be normal sewer manhole covers, but what they are is grease traps that can isolate the regular sewer flow from the greases, and it allows the greases to collect inside of this grease trap. And once a month, these vendors are required to have a pumper truck come and remove those grease products out of the tanks before they get introduced into the sewer system. Now also, some of the smaller establishments will have an under-the-counter grease trap, and all of the fats and the oils and the greases that come from almost any food item, any food product is going to have some type of grease and form grease. So those are underneath the counters at some of the smaller establishments, and those are required to be cleaned on a weekly basis by the proprietor. Now, it works very well for us because once they start cleaning those things out, they really start to experience what grease does and how it coagulates after it started to cool, and it's not a pleasant experience typically. So they start to monitor what they're putting down the drain as well.
Gotcha. Well, do you have any last comments for our residents and businesses about what they can do, about the FOG program, or what they can do to, help the city alleviate some of these issues? Yeah,
like we said earlier, 90% of the stoppages that we get are grease related. On average, any stoppage throughout the city costs about $600 to alleviate, and that's the homeowners are spending that, the city utilities are spending that money, and it causes sewer spills that none of us really want that can potentially affect our environment. So we want people to be cognizant, really, before you put anything down the drain. Just think, take that moment to think. If there is a container, I recall my grandparents, when they would fry food, they would have a little container to the side that they would pour the oil into, because they didn't want to get it into their septic tank at the time. That would cause problems, so they would have to have them pumped prematurely. It's the same thing with our systems. When we introduce grease into the system, we have to perform premature maintenance on the system. It costs everyone, and just that one moment before you rake that plate into your garbage disposal and hit the button, if you could rake that into a plastic bag or into your garbage, or pour that oil into some type of container, it will benefit the city and benefit you as well.
All right. Well, Daryl, I want to thank you for coming in, teaching us about the FOG program, and we hope our citizens, listen to what we've told them and avoid putting things down the drain that doesn't belong there, that's not water. And, we'll be back right here on City Focus.